Welcome to the channel, bringing a real-world perspective to the real-world whiskey consumer.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Erin.
And we are back with another topical video where we'd like to cover some type of topic to get a conversation going with you guys down in the comments below. Today is something we've done, I think, once before. We're going to try it again. Last one seemed to go pretty well. Yeah. Which is recent pickups and whether we love or regret them.
Yes.
So it's not just a straight bottle haul video, and a lot of times we do the buy or rebuy where we talk about the last little bit of a bottle after we spent some time with it. This is to get a little bit more of a fresh take, get an opinion out there a little earlier on some bottles. Instead of it being a straight bottle haul, we want to give you guys context on whether we like or regret either the money spent based on the value or just the overall flavor or anything like that. So not a full comprehensive review of any of these, but you will get some first impressions on all of them.
Yes.
So let's go ahead and get into it. We'll talk about how we got the bottles too. That's important. So first one up is going to be a little Irish ditty.
A little Irish.
Yeah, a little Irish lad.
Hey, that was pretty good.
Was it? Okay.
You're getting better with your accents.
All right, so Redbreast 12, we actually won this in a charity fundraiser. We do charity fundraisers ourselves, which, by the way, we have one coming up in October for mental health. We've raised $31,000 with the help of the community over the last 2 years. If you want to be a part and donate a bottle to that, we need bottle donations to help raise funds. You want to just set it aside, email us at stuffandwhiskey@gmail.com. Completely unshameless plug for a very good cause.
Yes.
But we got this by donating to a different fundraiser. Shout out to Whiskey Mountains for her Alzheimer's fundraiser. We donated to that. Won this out of it. Yeah. And it had a bird feeder that was attached to it as well.
That was really pretty, actually.
It is very pretty. We're actually going to use the bird feeder.
We have lots of birds.
But this one right here, it's good. I mean...
Yeah, it's lower proof. It's lower proof than I would tend to gravitate towards. So I feel like for me, it's
80 proof.
It's a little bit less flavorful than I would like. However, for the proof point, it's very delicious. So if you like lower proof pours, if you maybe either want to dabble in Irish or you enjoy a lower proof pour, this is a really good one to pick up. Yeah, I like it. I don't regret it. I'm glad I love it. I think this was a donation well spent.
Yes. So it's hard to say we don't love this one because we were donating to a good cause.
Yeah.
And we didn't expect to win anything. It's just a bonus. It's just icing on the cake. So definitely love this. But if we were to have purchased it outright for 63-ish bucks, we wouldn't say we regret it, but it's also kind of hard to love it just because the proof point's lower. It's 80 proof.
It's lower than what we would gravitate
tend
towards.
to prefer. Yeah. Now, you did say it's low flavor. Like low proof, it has a lot of flavor.
It has a lot of flavor for the proof that it is. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's kind of watered down. It's a little thinner than we would prefer, but it has great flavor. So we definitely do love this one. Although if we had to buy it outright, we wouldn't be in a hurry to replace it. But it's nice to have around.
I would buy it once and then probably not again.
Yeah, it's just nice to have around, especially if you got people coming over and they like lower proof stuff, more approachable. That's a good one. Let's go ahead and get into the next one. And this is Big Nose Kate Western Whiskey, a brave and adventurous blend from Santa Fe, New Mexico. And this stuff is wild. It is a blend of rye and American single malt whiskey. And I don't even know where they get the stuff or who makes it. We did get this as a gift to the channel. You know who you are. Thank you very much. And this is wild. It's
craft.
So it is craft, and it does have that signature crafty note to it. Although it is craft that is well done, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think if you like that signature craft note, but you want one that's done well, this is for you. This is not for me, but it could be for you. Josh liked it.
And it's not something I gravitate towards to all the time, you know? Like, I don't go towards things that are very crafty. But if I wanted something that was crafty and I wanted something that was kind of different, like a rye and American single malt blend is just not something that I'd ever even heard of.
It's a unique flavor, for sure, in a good way, I think.
Right. So I think these go for about 45 or 50 bucks. So if I were to have purchased this just because of the bottle and thought I was going to be getting something that was going to be 45 or 50 bucks worth of good whiskey, I probably would regret it. But if I went into it buying it knowing that it's craft and it does have that crafty note, and that it's a rye and single malt blend, and it's going to be something unique but done in a good way for its uniqueness, then I wouldn't regret. I certainly wouldn't love it, but I wouldn't regret it. So this is just a fun bottle to have around. We're happy to have it.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and move on to the next one, and this is a Buffalo Trace Kosher wheat. Now, These are $50 is what they're supposed to be, and that is what we paid for this one. However, by the time we had help getting this, by the time we paid that person back for sales tax and shipping and everything, it came up to $70, which I don't even know what they go for on secondary, but that's probably about what they go for. If you paid $50 or $70 for this, do you love it or regret it?
Regret. I don't tend to like a lot of wheated bourbons, and this has what I call a very signature wheater funkiness to it that I don't tend to love. So I personally would regret it. I know you really enjoyed trying this.
Yeah, so I'm a flip of a coin on wheated bourbons. It's just not the profile I like the most.
Yeah.
But this one in particular, there's something about kosher wheat that I really enjoy. I don't understand what it is.
You don't have to.
So a sample of this popped up in a Pours Unknown, and I'll put that video link in the description below. But you can see how we reacted to this blindly. And I think actually in that video you did like it. So now that you know you're drinking a wheater, you're like,
I'm probably predisposed to assuming it's going to have that funk, which it did.
Right.
So it's like, that's kind of why we do things blind usually.
But this is 94 proof, and it is their Buffalo Trace's kosher, or it's their wheated bourbon recipe, if I can get that out right. And then to me, this is a bottle that for whatever reason, there's a little bit more oak and a little bit more spice, like barrel spice in here, so that it's just not all sweetness.
Interesting.
Like to me, Weller Special Reserve is just all sweet and kind of thin. This brings in that just a little bit more of a barrel note and a little bit more spice. Okay. And to me, like, this made a better impression on me than like CYPB. This made a better impression on me, or just about as good an impression on me as like Weller Single Barrel. And those are bottles that people,
that's high praise.
Those are bottles that people pay like $500 to $700 for.
A bottle that I would say I regret.
Yeah. So there you go. That's just a difference in our palates.
Differing opinions and palates.
If it were all sweet without the spice in the barrel, I would be out the door on it. But yeah, man, I like that. Okay. Next up is one that we are incredibly excited about. And this is Hard Truth's High Road Rye.
Y'all.
Now, this might
get you some.
This might look new. If you're even familiar with Hard Truth stuff, it's probably going to look new. If you're not familiar with Hard Truth, this is going to be a curveball for you for sure. First off, this bottle, gorgeous. I mean, we've got a beautiful label system here. They've got all this, embossed.
Let's talk about the whiskey in the bottle. The bottle is beautiful, but people don't particularly care.
All right, so 93 proof. Okay, I want to actually pull up the email on this. So we got this from Hard Truth directly,
and we don't have to say that we like it. They send it to us, but we don't have to say we like it. It is so good, you guys. I love this. I would not regret it ever, ever, ever.
This is your favorite bottle in every bottle that we're going to cover. Mm-hmm. And it very well may be mine as well.
And in 93 proof is, again, not a proof point that I would gravitate to. But when the taste and the flavor of what's in this bottle is every bit as good as a higher proof pour that I would tend to gravitate towards. I'm getting the same power without the punch that I would get in a high proof pour, but it's the same power. The flavor is a flavor profile that I really enjoy. Like, I cannot say enough good things, and after we're done filming, I'm gonna get a glass of this.
No, and I'm not as much of a rye guy as Erin is. Erin likes her rye more than I like rye.
True.
But we both really like this. It's not a very herbal rye. It is the first release that Hard Truth has ever put out that has corn in the final rye product. Most of their ryes are just all malted rye, a little bit of barley, whatever. This one is 55% rye, 55,
they're hard, y'all.
55% rye, 36% corn, 9% malted barley, $40, 93 proof, and their tasting notes.
You will not be disappointed.
Their tasting notes say on the nose, apricot jam, honey for sure, baking spice for sure, graham cracker for sure.
I got chocolate and coffee in like the best possible combination.
On the palate, they say vanilla, maple, custard, and spice. All that carries through to me. And then on the finish, they say a lingering caramel that fades to honey, coffee, and nougat. And I get all that as well. And a little bit of chocolate.
I got
also
chocolate. It was good.
Here's the thing. I want to be clear about this product, okay? It was sent to us. I don't even care. I'm buying this stuff nonstop.
For the price, it's amazing. I would love it.
The first time I tasted this, we were at Hard Truth for the Barrels for Hope Hard Truth pick. So we're tasting single barrels that are barrel proof. They're 120 proof or so. We're tasting through them, make our pick. After that, they were like, hey, you guys want to try something that's coming later this year? And we're like, of course. And they poured a 93 proof high road rye for us. And after tasting all that barrel proof stuff, it still had flavor. It didn't taste too watery. Like, I mean, don't expect it to drink like a barrel proof.
Right.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, but it's very good. And I will say there are some higher proof whiskeys we're about to get into in this lineup, and this one stands head to head with any of the higher proof stuff.
Yeah, you can drink this after those, and it still has flavor. Here's what I'll say about this: $40, 93 proof rye. I'm making this statement for sure. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below.
Oh, they will.
There is not another rye that is under $50 that is 100 proof or less that can beat this.
Oh.
I do not think it exists. This is a remarkable
Challenge
product.
accepted.
A remarkable product.
Yep.
All right.
Also, the cork is awesome, you guys. It's like
Yeah.
worn down looking, but also cool. I don't know.
Seriously, it's, man, hard truth.
Okay, yeah, sorry. We need to stop gushing.
Killing the game. All right.
What is this?
This is Southern Spirits Paragon, and this is 107.8 proof. This is the cask strength wheated straight bourbon whiskey. So this is a really cool bottle. Also sent to the channel. You know who you are. Thank you. This is out of North Carolina, right? Yes, North Carolina, Statesville, North Carolina. About to get my Carolinas confused.
Yeah. Also, I feel like I need to sit up taller with these bottles in front of me.
But this right here, we learned about Southern Spirits when we did our Blind Barrels review of their blind tasting flight. And the single barrel that was in there pretty much had you in love with a wheated bourbon.
Yeah. I didn't expect it. This one is not.
It's a different single barrel.
This is a different single barrel, and I don't love it as much as the other one. But that's what you get when you get single barrels. It's, as you like to call it, single barrel roulette. You don't know what you're gonna get.
Yeah. And this one is not as good to us as the other one. However, I do really like this. It is craft without tasting crafty like that. Like, there's not a craft note in here.
Correct.
It's quite remarkable. I don't even know that there's an age statement on this, but I wish I knew how old it was. It's very good. I think it's about a $65 to $80 bottle.
So you would say you would love it. You would not regret this.
Well,
if you had to go buy this.
If I went out and bought this for $65 to $80, I would not regret it for having a unique product like this, a craft North Carolina whiskey that doesn't taste craft, that tastes good. But I don't love it, so I'm kind of in between on this one.
Gotcha.
You know, that's just for that price point. There's just a lot of things out there that I really like.
That's fair, yeah.
And so I don't love it as much as those things, but I do really like it. So for you, though, not for you. Wheated bourbon.
I would regret it. If I spent my money on it,
Yeah.
I would regret it. But that's just me. I'm not a big wheated fan. And this particular single barrel isn't one of my favorites from this company.
Yep. Next up is going to be Barrell Bourbon Batch 35.
Okay.
And this was sent to us by Barrell.
I wish I was 35 again.
These run about $80 or $90 in most markets. And yeah, we like Barrell products. If you are sensitive to George Dickel whiskey, that is not officially confirmed, but it sure tastes like all their blends have George Dickel in there. This is a 117.5 proof 6-year bourbon blend that, I mean, they have tasting notes and stuff, but you can look on their website and see those. Barrell has some pretty extravagant tasting notes on their website. But this right here, $80-$90, love or regret?
So I wouldn't regret it, but I also wouldn't love it.
Same. The same thing here.
I would buy it, not regret my purchase the first time, but I probably wouldn't buy it a second time.
Yeah, agreed. I tend to like to have one of these batches, like whichever one's coming out, I'll buy a bottle of it, and I often don't buy a second bottle of it.
Yeah.
I will say that when we got this in from Barrell, I compared it to batch 34 and 33 because those are batches that are recent, and a lot of people have tried them. If you're into Barrell stuff, I blinded them. 34 was the easy winner and might still be on shelves where you're at, so I would definitely recommend
trying that.
finding Barrell batch 34. But 35 was the second place winner over batch 33, and a lot of people really love 33.
There you go.
So if you like 33, I'm confident you will really like this, and if you like 34, try to find another one, but also maybe consider getting this as well. Also, kind of a bonus, but they sent us this little sample of their rye. This is batch 4 rye.
Oh, I'm so glad they did.
5.5 years, 115.7 proof. It is Kentucky, Indiana, Tennessee, and Canadian rye. 10-year Indiana rye base with 5 and 6 year barrels and 14-year Canadian barrels layered in.
Let me smell that.
That stuff right there, other than this, is probably the other best thing on this table.
Mm-hmm.
Barrell does rye so well. Mm-hmm. They do it with Stellum products. They do it with Barrell products. This is very good. This is about $85. And you and I both talked. We would prefer to have this Barrell Batch 4 rye over
Correct.
the bourbon.
Yes.
This is really good. This
like
is
a full. I would like us to go buy a full bottle of this.
Yes, and we probably will.
Yeah.
This is a little bit herbal in like a kind of a piney, pine forest type of way.
But it's surprisingly sweet for a rye.
It's very sweet.
Which was shocking to me also that I loved it because I don't love super sweet whiskeys. However, the herbal pininess was counterbalanced with the sweetness and it just brought everything to everything meshed very well.
Yeah.
In my opinion. So I liked it a lot.
Yeah, huge fans. And we will say this is our favorite product on the table. That would be second. And then I would have this as my third favorite product so far.
I just have a first and second. I didn't get to third.
All right. Next up is going to be Lucky 7 Holiday Toast.
Y'all.
And this is batch number 6, 115 proof. This is a double oaked bourbon by Lucky 7. And Lucky 7 was known for sourcing Barton 1792 whiskey and either having high age statement single barrels or stuff like this where they double oak it. However, I found this in the Bardstown Bourbon Company gift shop, and the only way that Bardstown Bourbon Company will carry a bottle in their gift shop is if they are doing contract distillation for the company. So at least batch 6 is contract distilled at Bardstown Bourbon Company and then double oaked. Doesn't have an age statement on it. This puppy is 100 doll hairs.
Yeah.
So,
I would regret that because I'm just being honest, y'all. Like, I've said y'all like 3 times in this video. I don't think I've said it that much.
You're a real Southern gal.
In my life in one sitting. But anyway, you guys, I have double oaked products. I've had double oaked products that I like better than that one.
Yeah. This is good whiskey.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. But it's the type of thing that I would buy a bottle of batch 6. I don't think I would buy it. Which I did. I don't think I would buy a second one. It's not that good.
Yeah.
It definitely has a distinct double oaked note on it. So if you're if you're sensitive to that, I would not buy this.
Okay.
I don't regret it for $100, but I don't love it for $100.
Fair. There are other Lucky 7 products too, not the double oaked products, but there are other Lucky 7 products that I've had that I like better than this one.
Yeah, and she's talking about the 14 and 15 year single barrels, which are a totally different animal.
They are, but I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah, that's fair. I do too. And last bottle for today is going to be the 4-Gate Split Stave by Kelvin. This is 116.1 proof. This is their regular offering, not their stuff that's like Kelvin Collaboration 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. None of their like Port Perry Perry's.
Yeah.
None of their special releases. This is a product that they created to just be on the shelf all the time. Found this in Bardstown Bourbon Company's gift shop as well, which means Bardstown Bourbon Company is contract distilling the bourbon inside of it for them. At their gift shop, it was $200. Online, it should be about $165 to $175. And this is a Kentucky bourbon whiskey finished in New American White Oak toasted and charred cask. Okay. So it's split staves. Some of the staves that the barrel's made out of are the toasted. Some of the staves are the charred staves.
Gotcha. For
$200, love or regret?
I would regret it because that's a lot of money. However, that being said, if I had to pick a third place for what I just like the flavor of, that would be my third place. Out of the Hard Truth, the Barrell Rye, and then this.
Yep.
However, I find that a lot of money to pay for something that would be my third place.
Yeah. This is very good whiskey, but I don't think it's worth the price. But again, they're contract distilling, that costs money. They're doing the split stave barrel thing, that costs money.
Yeah.
Does it add to the flavor? I don't know. It certainly adds to the cost.
Yeah.
I like other 4-Gate products better. I like
Same.
the Kelvin Collaboration annual releases or special releases that they do. I like some of the finished stuff a little bit better than this. I like the Port
Perry a lot.
Yeah. This right here, though, I will say it is very good. It doesn't have that kind of double oaked note that this has because it's not double oaked, but it is toasted.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that as heavily of finished or influence from the barrel that this has.
I agree.
And it just feels a little bit better crafted. But again, it's a lot of money to pay. But yeah, from this list right here, definitely the value superstar. Hard to go wrong with Redbreast. And there's some other. Look, I don't think any of this whiskey up here is bad. So if we said we regret something, it doesn't mean it's bad. You don't like the flavor profile of this or this.
Yeah, I have a very specific flavor profile that I like, and there are very specific things that I don't like. Most wheaters. If I know it's a wheater, if I'm not drinking it blind, I'm already going to assume I don't like it. That's just the truth.
And that's why we taste blind on our channel, to get that bias out of the way so Erin can find these wheaters that she loves.
Yes.
And if you love this video, go ahead and like it. Give us a thumbs up down there. Think about subscribing to the channel if you like this style of content, because this is what we do pretty much every week over here. And go ahead and hit that bell down there if you'd like to join us for our live streams. We do them once a month. They float around. It'll help you a lot to know when we're going live.
Absolutely. That's it for today. Be good to each other. And until next time,
cheers.
Cheers.